Heidi ho there, my lovies. Welcome back to Crazy But Not Dangerous. I'm Shorty Vaughn, and I'm super glad to have you in my kitchen with me today. I'm in Glendale, Arizona, and it is a bright and sunny 77 degrees outside. It is perfect weather. I have no complaints today. Yeah, I spent the whole day out in the yard doing yard work, and then I had to run in and grab a quick shower because I've been pulling weeds, so I had weed juice just all over me. You know, they're so wet and gross and slimy. Anyhow, I had to grab a shower really quick and then get on in here so I can make some dinner because I'm starving to death. And Andrew, I know he's starving to death, and he is super anxious for tonight's dinner because I'm going to be making one of his favorites. Now, his mother was the queen of Hamburger Helper. He loved it. They were a small family of 3. They had a Hamburger Helper all the time. We were a large family with my parents included, 11. And that was if we didn't have, you know, stragglers. We always had stragglers. Mom, can Angie stay for dinner? Mom, can Colby stay for dinner? Yeah, the whole night, yeah. Just come to dinner. My mom makes plenty. And she fed all the kids, all the neighbor kids. Everyone knew if you were hungry, go on over to Georgia's. She would feed you. Absolutely, but don't call her Georgia. She only went by Mrs. Vaughn, including her son-in-laws. They were not allowed to call her Mom or Georgia or any of the, Mrs. Vaughn until her last day. It was Mrs. Vaughn, where she would give you the look. Nobody wanted the look. The look was bad. So I am going to be making a lower carb Hamburger Helper like product. I'm going to be using the Miracle Noodles again, yay hooray, because we enjoyed them. They're lower in carb. They're low on the glycemic index. They don't raise my blood sugars. Well, and I was mistaken. These are not made of mushrooms. These are from the konjac plant. And it is a native plant to Asia. And it looks very much like a canna lily. So it is a bulb plant and has a beautiful bloom that kind of looks like a canna lily that's flipping you the bird. I'm not going to lie. I'll insert the photo here. Anyhow, yeah, it's very beautiful. Looks a little bit vulgar. Yeah, there we go. Anyhow, yeah, this is really great. What I did find out about this is that it is not digestible. So, yeah, it's pretty much the same going out as it is going in, which makes for, you know, an unusual, you know, experience. But, you know, life's all about having different kinds of experiences. You should not eat this if you have IBS or if you have colitis or something like that because it is not digestible. But it is completely delicious. And if you are keto, low carb, lower carb, just trying to do the best you can like me, yeah, this is a pretty good alternative to a regular pasta. Looks a little unusual, but tastes fantastic, and the texture is improved with cooking. So let's go ahead and get this going. So I'm going to go ahead and give mine a good rinse off here for about 2 or 3 minutes. They smell a little bit funky, but yeah, that just goes away when you rinse them. Just keep going until they don't smell weird anymore. I know all of these plant-based products that they're coming out with, they've all got some kind of a little gimmick, some kind of a little catch, but I think that these are worth it. Have you tried any other plant-based products? Any other, you know, pasta alternatives? Let me know down below. Let me know what your favorites are. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and give these a couple of minutes of a rinse off. And then I've got my pot all ready because you do dry them over heat. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and turn my heat to about a 5. And I've got a nice big pot here so that it has plenty of surface area so that it can dry really well. I'm going to go ahead and just throw those right on in. I gave it a couple of shakes to get most of the water off. And now let's just pick a lucky spoon. Oh, Pillsbury. The poor boy, he fell out of his bowl. Put him right back on in there. Stay. and just kind of disperse these throughout. This is an essential step because it really does help the texture of the product. This helps them firm up and make them a more appealing texture. And you don't have to do this for very long, just until they are dry. When they become less translucent, then you know that you are on the right track. And that's just fine. Maybe you don't need to use Miracle Noodles. You can go for the whole wheat pasta. You can have regular pasta, Dollar Tree pasta, bargain pasta. Go for it. Go for it. Enjoy yourself. No worries. I see a little bit of water still. They're getting less translucent and developing a better texture and body. Yes, please, and thank you. Because I want these to be similar to the noodles that we would get inside of a Hamburger Helper. Now, I've had it with Hamburger Helper because the price on Hamburger Helper is no longer really a helper. Yeah, it's outrageous for the family size box of Hamburger Helper, now upwards of $5. So by the time you buy $5 worth of hamburger and a Hamburger Helper, that's $10. And I don't know about you all, but we hardly have any leftovers out of a box of a Hamburger Helper. That's not a help. No, thank you. All right. Gonna let these go for a few seconds more. Let's go ahead and get a few other things ready. Okay, well, my noodles are ready to offset. I'm going to go ahead and put those right into this bowl. And they're just going to hang out for a while because they don't require much cooking after this process. They're going to just require, about 5 to 7 minutes inside the sauce, just so that they get incorporated and they get all good and tasty. I have a pound of ground beef. I got this for $1.87 per pound on sale. That was a smoking hot deal. Yes, please and thank you. I'm going to go ahead and get that browning. And I am going to add a couple of sprays of the olive oil because we're going to make the cheese sauce. And I'm going to need a little bit of fat in there to make a little cheese sauce. So that's going to be completely delicious. I'm going to let that just do what it does. Put a lid on it. Mine's still just the tiniest bit frozen, but it's going to be fine. It's going to be A-okay. Be your best self, baby. I believe in you. Yeah, Andrew's super excited about, homemade Hamburger Helper. Gonna chop an onion. Because I like to put all of the elements of a bacon cheeseburger into my, Hamburger Helper Deluxe. Yeah, it's my kitchen. I can do what I want. It's your kitchen, baby. Shoot the moon. Have a good time with it. Maybe you don't like bacon. Maybe you want to put 4 kinds of cheese in yours. I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say no. It would be all right. So, there we go. I'm going to put a whole onion in. If you don't prefer it, just leave it out. Maybe you have onion powder. I'm all out of onion powder. I got to go to the Dollar Tree tomorrow. Yeah, we're having family dinner this weekend. And I've got to go to the Dollar Tree. I've got to go to our Hispanic Foods Market, Food City. And I'm going to buy a piñata. Yeah, because that's our theme this family dinner. It's Mexican food. So I've got to buy a piñata for the kids and some candy. That sounds like super fun. Andrew is going to hang it up in the tree out back. And, we're going to find something around the house to beat it to death. Something, broomstick, something like that. I don't know. We might have a baseball bat around here somewhere if I look hard enough. Anyhow, I don't care how you chop your onion. Nope. Gordon Ramsay is not coming to dinner tonight. Nor is Paul Hollywood. But if they show up, they can come in and have Hamburger Helper with us. They would be welcome. Hamburger Helper and some iced tea. Yes, please and thank you. So I'm going to give this just a dice up. Just a quick dice. No worries. Don't sweat it. It really does not matter how you chop your vegetables. Yeah, there's this show where cooks in America. I don't like it because being a bad cook has nothing to do with how you chop your vegetables. Yeah, you have to find out what you like. What appeals to you? What rocks your boat? And then you make that. Somebody tells you that it tastes good. You think it tastes good, believe them. That's your dish. Yeah, everyone has a signature dish. Do you have a signature dish? I would say that my previous signature dish is chicken and dumplings. Yeah, that was one of my all-time favorite meals to cook and to eat. I'm still working on what my new signature dish is, under these new dietary guidelines. Still working on it. Probably roast chicken. All right. Let's go ahead and get this broken up. Now, if this was all the way frozen, if I hadn't taken it out last night and I just thought at the very last minute, yeah, we're going to have hamburger helper, I would just go ahead and put this in here, and I would also add about 1/2 cup of water, and that will help defrost your hamburger extra fast, and then take the lid off and allow that water to evaporate. It will be just fine, A-okay, I promise. I've done it plenty of times. Got that solid little center right there. Gonna let that go ahead and cook down a little bit. But we can get our onion in. No sweat. So what are y'all doing today? Anything fun or exciting? Happy President's Day. Did you have the day off? Did you do anything interesting? Tell me down below. Get that onion cooking in there. Yes, please, and thank you. It's going to be good. I'm also going to add bacon crumbles. Why? Because bacon cheeseburger sounds delicious, and I have them, and yeah, just that sounds like something that's just going to rock my boat. I know Amber's going to love it. I'm going to put in, about 3-4 ounces of bacon crumbles. That's so good. I love those. Put the lid on and just let this continue to cook, because I need that hamburger to render plenty of fat. Just like the other day when I made hamburger gravy. Well, it's kind of like that. We need some fats to render so that we can make a nice little cheese sauce kind of thing with it. It's going to be great. Not worried about it one bit. And honestly, that's all the chopping we're going to do. I can go ahead and wash this. Get a jump start on my dishes. Because I've worked in the yard all day, and let me tell you, right after Jeopardy, I'm going to bed. Yeah, I don't care if it's dark out or not. I might not even make it to dark, and that's okay. I'm going to go to bed. I'm tired. My hamburger is nice and brown. My onions are slightly translucent. My bacon is all crispy, and it smells fantastic. Okay, I have about 3 or 4 tablespoons of that hamburger, fat, the rendered fat here in the bottom of my skillet. And I'm not going to drain it off, because I'm going to go ahead and add about 1/4 cup of flour to this to start making my roux for a little bit of cheese sauce. Yeah, absolutely. So you would do this just like the hamburger gravy. Just add your flour in and go ahead and work that throughout, getting everything coated and covered, cooking out any of that raw flour taste, and just go ahead and get that going. It's going to be fantastic. Yeah, I did yard work today. I did, mowing and edging and weed whacking and weed pulling, and I trimmed my wandering Jew that hangs on the back patio. And yeah, it was almost as tall as me, which isn't really that impressive, but for me it is. Anyhow, I had to trim that all up because it had gotten so leggy. It wasn't its best self, so yeah, it got a real short haircut. You know, it got like a 0 like I give Andrew. And then I took all of the remainders, all of the trimmings, and made 2 other plants with it. So that will be nice. There we go. Fantastic. Let's start building our sauce. So I'm going to put in a squeeze of ketchup. I don't know, about 2 or 3 tablespoons. And a squeeze of mustard, because that's what I like on my hamburger. About 2 or 3 tablespoons. Some Worcestershire. I'm going to put in, about a tablespoon of that. There we go. About half of a tablespoon of the granulated garlic. Hello, Gilroy. Keeps the vampires away. And let's see what else. We're also going to need about 2 cups of milk. Now this is the part where if you're having regular pasta, you'll do 2 cups of milk and also 2 cups of water. Add your regular pasta now. Just like you would if you were making regular hamburger helper. But that flour is going to help thicken this cheese sauce. It's going to have all those good flavors of the Worcestershire, the ketchup, the mayonnaise, the garlic, and the onion. You can get all in there and get happy. Be your best self, baby. I believe in you. Yes, please, and thank you. All right. I'm going to go ahead and just let that do what it does. You know what? I have one more thing to cut. I forgot. My tomatoes that were hiding over there in the back. I love tomatoes on a hamburger. So yes, please, and thank you on my cheeseburger bacon mac. Absolutely. You can add them now like I'm going to, or if you prefer yours to be more like the hamburgers, more like the tomatoes on a hamburger, we'll add them at the end. That's fine too. It's your kitchen, baby. You can do you. Just toss those right on in. That's not going to hurt a bit. Now I wouldn't put lettuce in here, especially iceberg, because I just don't think that's going to hold up. But maybe you have a little iceberg salad on the side, or maybe at the very last minute you put in just a little bit of spinach or arugula and wilt it in there at the very last minute. Yeah. Get your veg on. You got to get your veg on, baby. All right. Let that go ahead. I'm going to put the lid on and let that simmer. It's looking good already. Smells even better. I'm going to add a little bit of paprika. Mine is a smoked paprika because I think that smoked taste really brings something to the table. Yup. I'm going to add a little pepper to it. It doesn't need any salt because that Worcestershire is going to be my salty element to it, but it's going to need plenty of black pepper in my opinion. All right. Mix that all together. It's looking good. Smelling even better. Yay, hooray. So, we're going to go ahead and put in a little bit of parsley too. Why not? Everything's better with parsley. Grandma says so. And there we go. It's looking good, looking good. Now it's got all the colors. I like that. You could put bell pepper in here. I'm not mad at that. No. The very first time I had hamburger helper was over at my friend Angie's house. They were a small family of 4. Her mom, also the queen of hamburger helper. I had never had anything like it before and thought it was fantastic. It was a super special treat and I just adored it. Andrew.
What?
We're having bacon cheeseburger noodle-roni.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that sounds wonderful.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
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 All right. What you doing?
Just doing my sorting.
Doing your sorting? He's sorting chips. Yeah, not potato chips. Microchips. Computer chips. Something like that.
A bunch of junk.
A bunch of junk. Yeah. Yeah. Anyhow, so he can bring home some more. Yeah, that's the plan. I'm sure of it. He thinks I don't know. I have some miscellaneous cheese here. It's just an assortment. I was going through the refrigerator because I'm trying to make room in there for family dinner stuff. Yeah, because I'll start my preparations on Wednesday. But anyhow, I had some of this cheese, some of that cheese. There's some Parmesan in here, some cheddar, some Colby. It was all shredded up. I put it all together, so it's a miscellaneous cheese blend. Use your favorite cheese on this. It'll be fine. It's no sweat. And this is already starting to thicken up. So I know we are going to have a delicious, yummy cheese sauce. I'm going to go ahead and let this simmer for a few more minutes. And then, yeah, we're going to add our cheese. We're going to add our pasta. Now, if you're making the regular pasta, go ahead. Put your lid on. Let that come up to a simmer. Let your pasta cook, 12, 13 minutes. Whatever kind of pasta you're using. Make sure that that gets good and tender. This is your time. Just cook away. All right, well, while we wait for this so we can add our cheese, let's do it. Classic TV trivia time on the Dick Van Dyke Show. Yay, hooray, that's one of my all-time favorites. On the Dick Van Dyke Show. Rob, Buddy, and Sally all were writers, comedy writers, for a hit TV show. What was the name of the TV show they wrote for? Tell me down below if you know. I have let that sauce simmer. It is good and thick and rich. I want to get my pasta in now. I want this pasta to cook for about 7 minutes. Even though it is fully cooked, the texture is still much improved with a little bit more cooking. Now this won't thicken your sauce like the way a traditional pasta would. So make sure that your sauce is as thick as you would actually like for it to be. If it seems a little bit loose, go ahead. If you're using the Miracle Noodles, before you put the noodles in, maybe add a little tiny bit of flour or cornstarch to it to get it to the thickness that you would desire. I'm also going to go ahead and put a couple of handfuls of spinach in here. Yeah, I decided that I didn't really want to make a side dish, another veg. So I'm just going to add some more veg to this and we're going to call it a day. I'm all right with that. It's going to be delicious. And I love spinach. It's so good and adds a lot. Besides vitamins and nutrients, it's a great burst of color in a dish. Makes you feel like you're eating extra healthy and good. Kind of will offset that bacon and the cheese a little bit. Yes, please, and thank you. Okay, once we put the noodles in there and that spinach, this tightened right up. And we are almost ready for prime time. And I'm going to add in my cheese. I'm going to add in about 1.5 cups of cheese. Yes, please. And like I said, this is just a variety of cheeses that I had in the refrigerator. So you use your favorite cheese, whatever rocks your boat, however much you want. Maybe you want a little, maybe you're going to shoot the moon for 2 cups. Not mad at it. Okay. We've got the heat off. I'm going to stir the cheese in, and then I'm going to cover this and let that all come together. Let that pasta, those Miracle Noodles, just do what they do. And they're going to firm up beautifully. This is going to be super delicious, cheesy, and oh yeah, with bacon. With bacon, absolutely. All right, put the lid on there, and I'm gonna come back in 7 minutes. That's gonna be its best self. I believe in you, baby. And then we're gonna eat like fat cats. I'm gonna go get ready for Jeopardy. All right, dinner is ready. Yay, hooray, let's make plates. I'm ready. I'm starving to death. Make Andrew's plate for him first. That spinach is all nice and wilted. Those noodles absorbed some of the sauce. And there is plenty. There is going to be plenty for dinner tonight. Plenty for leftovers tomorrow. Yay, hooray. Now we just need the cherry on top. I've got some crispy fried onion rings. Well, drop the lid. Smells good. Let's go ahead and give these just a little bit of those delicious crispy bites. Yippee skippy. All right, I think that looks fantastic. Yay, hooray. We're also having a side of cucumber. I think that smells fantastic. Yeah, looks pretty good. I'm so hungry. I'm ready for dinner. All right, my lovies, be good, be careful, look both ways. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching Crazy But Not Dangerous. Bye now.